Thank you so much for joining us today at Everyday Yoga. My name is Christine. My pronouns are she and her. And today's class is a live Zoom class. I am going to pin myself down because I just realized I forgot to do that, so we can get a clean recording for our YouTube channel. If you want to leave a comment on this YouTube video of what you would like to see us practice, please do that. I welcome all comments and feedback. Today's practice is going to be a gentle, restorative, end of the day. I've been sitting at my desk all day long kind of a practice. So that being said, we're going to start lying down on our backs in constructive rest pose. So any way you want to get down there, just go ahead and lie on your back. Move any ponytails out of the way so that you can have your skull in contact with the floor comfortably. And we'll have our knees bent and pointed up towards the sky, feet flat on the earth. And just kind of heel toe your feet out a little bit and let your knees knock in towards one another. And once you get to a place where your feet are wide enough that your knees can be touching and supporting each other, you have found constructive rest pose. And you might want to press into your feet, lift your hips, and lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels so that the small of your back is pressing firmly to your mat. I like to say firmly to the earth, just to have that visualization of the earth beneath us as we practice together. And then let's just bring the right hand to the belly and the left hand near to your heart. But make sure that your forearm or your triceps, your elbows can be resting comfortably down to your mat. And just take 3 or so big cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Make as much sound as you want on the exhale. Two more like that. Just begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And just notice the air as it flows in and out of your nostrils. Just allow yourself to focus on the breath, on the body, right here in this present moment. You've carved this time out for yourself. When our breath is erratic, our thoughts can get a little chaotic, but when we can bring the breath into balance, then our minds come into balance as well. So let's just begin to balance that breath. Just notice how long it takes you to inhale without changing anything. Just notice what your current rate of inhalation is. And then as you exhale, see if you can match the length of the exhalation to the length of the inhalation. Just let yourself keep your attention on the breath. Maybe it feels more grounding to have your attention on your left hand as your chest rises and falls. Or maybe you can keep your attention anchored on your belly as it expands with your inhale and softens with your exhale. This class is not a strength building class. This is not for, well, I guess you may build a little bit of strength in the body, but it's more about cultivating balance. So let's find that balanced breath. You might inhale for a count of 3 or 10. It doesn't matter at all. Just cultivate that same length in your exhales. When you breathe this way, you're communicating to your nervous system that everything is okay, that you're safe. Because when we are not safe, our breathing becomes rapid and chaotic. But you can tell your nervous system, even when you're upset or scared or anxious or depressed, you can tell your nervous system that you are safe just by balancing out your breath. And then maybe in that sense of safety, you might be able to find a sense of equanimity in your thoughts, a sense of balance, maybe a little bit of ease. And as you continue to breathe here, begin to soften through your forehead, your jaw. Notice if you're holding any tension in your shoulders or your neck or anywhere else in the body. See if you can let that go. Maybe when you take yourself away from the mat, you might begin to practice that easing of tension. You might notice sometimes when you're just sitting there, quote unquote, relaxing, that you're clenching your jaw or your shoulders are up around your ears. So maybe just make it a practice to be a little more mindful in your daily life, to let some of that tension go, to invite that balanced breath in, to support yourself and support your nervous system. Let's just take 3 more of those big balanced breaths here. Might even make them just a little bit longer. And then let's just go ahead and bring the feet to parallel. Bring the knees away from one another. And then as you exhale, hug one knee in towards the heart and then the other. And just gently rock from side to side, really slowly. Just taking your time and noticing the subtleties all across your low back. Maybe the upper portion of your buttocks. Maybe if you pull your knees in a little closer, you might notice a massage a little higher up on your back. You might really exaggerate and roll over towards one hip and then the other. Just slowly, slowly, slowly letting yourself enjoy this self-care practice. And then bring your palms to cup your knees. And as you inhale, straighten your elbows and let the knees come away from the heart. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and draw the knees closer to the heart. Inhale, press away. Exhale and hug inward. maybe you bring back your balanced breath. So if you're inhaling for 4, let the movement take all 4 beats of that inhale. And as you exhale, let the movement take the whole entire exhale. Nice and slow back and forth. And again, bring your awareness to your low back, your upper buttocks, your hips, the back body. Just notice all the sensations that you feel, maybe sensations you don't feel. Just come into awareness of your body. And this posture, this hugging in of the knees in Sanskrit is called Apanasana, which translates to wind relieving pose. So this is a wonderful pose to practice at home on mute. But besides just relieving wind, it also is likened to eliminating anything. Maybe eliminating something from your life that's not serving you. And then the next time you inhale and send the knees away, go ahead and draw them apart from one another. And as you exhale, draw the knees up towards your armpits and back together once again. Inhale, send your knees away and out to the sides. Exhale, draw them up and in. So we're basically making those mirror image circles. And again, bring your attention to the sensations across your back body. Or you might feel some sensation in the hip as we rotate the femurs and the hip joints, those big upper leg bones. Lubricating the hip sockets with that synovial fluid to keep our hips healthy. And the next time you exhale and draw the knees in, let's reverse those circles. Keeping it nice and slow, letting the movement take the whole entire length of the breath. And if this pace seems a little frustrating for you, then it's probably exactly what you need. I don't know about you, but I always feel like there's something else to do, something else to rush toward. Just for this time, let's slow things down and savor them. One more circle here. And then we'll draw the knees back together and up towards the heart. And then let's put that left foot back down on the mat, pressing the sole onto the mat as we hug the right shin in. You might interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, or you might interlace your fingers across the top of the chin. And as you inhale, press your shin or your thigh into your interlaced fingers. And as you exhale, draw the knee back closer towards the heart. Inhale, press away. Exhale, draw inward. You want to stretch out that left leg. You can do that, flexing into the left foot. If that doesn't feel good in your body for some reason, just bring it right back to the floor. Bring the sole back to the floor. As I said, I'm nursing a little sore rib cage here, so I'm taking it easy and I'm keeping my knee bent. And then let's go ahead and let that right ankle come to the top of the left thigh. And as you're here, maybe take that right hand and give yourself a little massage on this right thigh. You might use the heel of your hand or your fingertips or your knuckles. And just notice any tender areas that you have that might want to just have a little healing touch here. And you might want to stick with this massage, or you might want to be in this posture here in stillness and continue your balanced breathing. Or you might want to lift that left foot from the earth and interlace your fingers behind the left thigh, hugging both legs up and inward in a figure 4 stretch here. And if this is hard on the right knee, flex that right foot. That will engage the tendons and the ligaments around the knee and keep you nice and safe here. And again, you can be in stillness here, or you might inhale and press the left thigh into your interlaced fingers. Exhale and draw the legs any amount closer. Inhale, press away. Exhale, draw inward. You can keep up with the movement, or you can stay in stillness. You might experiment with shifting your hips just a little more towards the left and see what that does to your experience in the right hip, the right thigh, the low back. Couple nice balanced breaths wherever you are. And the next time you exhale, we'll just release the legs, release the hands, bring the soles of both feet to the mat, and just gently windshield wiper the knees a little bit from side to side. Nice and slow. And then we'll keep the right foot anchored where it is. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh or on top of the left shin. But this time when you do it, don't just use your default. I'm right-handed, so usually my right index finger is on top. So I'm just gonna switch them over one. Just kind of switching it up, not just for balance in the hands, but it also creates and strengthens neural pathways in our brains that make it easier to do new things that are awkward or unfamiliar to us. And again, right here, you can be in stillness, or you can inhale, press that shin or thigh into your hands. Exhale, draw it inward. Letting the movement be slow with the breath. You can extend that right leg out nice and long, getting a little more space in the groin. Or you can keep the right leg bent. It's a little more comfortable for me to straighten the right leg on the second side, but I'm gonna do it bent here for the sake of balance in both sides of my body. So usually go to whatever depth you can comfortably go to on both sides. And as you're ready, we'll bring that left ankle to the top of the right thigh, coming into this figure 4 with the right foot anchored down, and maybe finding a little bit of massage here in the left leg. Whatever feels nice. Just noticing. You might come across a tender spot that you didn't even realize you had. Sometimes we live so much in our heads, we're not really paying attention to what's going on in our bodies. And oftentimes when we get sick or we have an injury, there might have been indications beforehand that we just ignore. And I'm not saying that about you, I'm saying that about my own self. Because even yoga teachers ignore their body needs sometimes, or at least this one does. But I'm getting better, and that's why we call it a practice. And again, you can stay here with the massage, or you might lift that right foot from the earth and interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. Again, switching it up to that awkward position. And you can stay here in stillness. You can flex the feet to protect the knees. Or you can inhale and press the thigh into your hands. Exhale and draw it inward. Inhale, press away. Exhale to draw inward. Just moving with your breath. Finding your edge, where it feels good, where it feels supportive for you. And again, you might shift that foot, that left foot, over towards the right any amount, and just notice what that does in the left hip. Stay wherever you are in stillness or in movement for 2 more full breaths. And as you next exhale, go ahead and unwind your knees, unwind your legs, hug both knees in towards the heart. Maybe invite the head up and bring that nose towards the knees, just realigning everything. And then we'll set the feet back down on the earth and windshield wiper those knees once again from side to side. Let's take those arms out nice and wide in a T shape, and let's add on a little movement here in the neck. So as your knees next go to the right, take your gaze out over the left palm. As the knees go to the left, take the gaze out over the right palm. Maybe inhale as the knees and gaze come center, and exhale as you go side to side. And again, move with that nice, slow breath. Slowing everything down today. And the next time your knees come over towards the left, let's go ahead and just stay here for a couple moments. You might bring your feet a little wider. You might send them a little farther away from your sit bones. Or you might want to hug them in a little closer. Just find whatever feels good in your body. Take a couple breaths there. And then we'll inhale, knees and gaze back to center. And exhale, knees right, gaze left. And we'll stay there for a couple breaths as well. Let it be soft. Let it be easy. Soften the jaw, soften the forehead. Then we'll go ahead and inhale, knees and gaze back up to the sky. And stay there for your exhale. And when you inhale next time, send the arms and legs out nice and long. Give yourself a nice good morning stretch. Maybe circle ankles and wrists in one direction and then the other. And then we'll come to a nice big X shape here. Taking your hands out to the top corners of your mat and your feet out to the bottom corners of the mat. And then we're just gonna draw the right leg over towards the left leg and the right arm over towards the left arm. So you're kind of hanging out in a really shallow little C shape. Hips are on the center of the mat, hands and arms and legs are over towards the left. We playfully call this banana asana because you look like you're laying like a banana on its side. And this might be plenty of stretch for you, or you might want to bend your elbows and kind of frame your face, letting your top arm anchor your right arm down towards the mat. And then if you want to get even deeper, you can cross that right ankle over the left. Just breathe into the right side body. But I'm taking care of those right ribs today, so I'm just going to keep uncrossed and let that be enough. Even when we have an injury or some kind of issue that we're dealing with, we can still do yoga. We can still do this gentle movement. We can still do the balanced breathing. And all of that helps us to heal faster, heal better. Because again, we're lowering our blood sugar, we're lowering inflammation, and inflammation is what causes a lot of the pain and swelling around acute injuries, and it also contributes to some of that chronic illness as well, if not the vast majority of it. Take one more full breath wherever you are, and we'll inhale out to that X marks the spot shape once again. And then as you exhale, draw left arm and left leg over towards the right side. Just stay here for a breath or two before you go any deeper and just assess what's going on in the body. This might be enough for you right here. And if that's the case, let that be enough. Or you might want to frame your head in your arms, just bending your elbows and cradling them with your palms. And you might want to cross your left ankle over the right ankle. And just breathe into the left side of the body. Just creating some space. Nothing drastic. We're not forcing the body into any particular shape. We're just gently allowing it to be a little bit more open, a little bit less contracted. Maybe mentally scan your body and notice where you might be contracting, clenching, gripping, tense. And see if you can let that go. Maybe as you inhale, you might imagine inviting the breath into any of those tense places, just gently. And then as you exhale, see if you can release just a little bit more. One more full breath here. And then we'll inhale, arms and legs out to that big X marks the spot shape once again. And then you can rock and roll up and down your spine if you like, or roll to one side or the other and press yourself up to a nice tall seat. I'm just going to sit in Sukhasana here. So I'm taking one heel in towards the center and the next heel kind of stacks in front of it, that you can come into Sukhasana, which is cross-legged position. And I think I'm actually going to grab a pillow to sit on to lift my hips up. If you've got a pillow, just a couch cushion or a yoga block or a rolled up towel or a bolster or something like that, you might experiment with sitting up on that and seeing how that feels in your hips and in your knees. And once you get to that seat where you can feel your sit bones are evenly grounded to your support underneath you, just again, notice your breath. Reconnect with that breath. Maybe up the nostrils, maybe in the chest, maybe the belly. And then moving with the length of the breath, let's sweep those arms out to the sides, flipping the palms up towards the sky and bringing them together overhead and exhaling them down through the center line of your body. We'll do that a couple more times, moving nice and slow with your breath. Letting the movement take the whole breath. Next time you reach up, maybe look up towards your thumbs, gentle little opening of the throat and the heart. And then we'll exhale, hands right down to your heart center. Maybe bring the chin towards the chest a little bit. Get a nice big stretch in the back of the neck. One more inhale here. And we'll exhale to release the hands back down to the knees. Then we're going to do a little alternate nostril breathing. It's called Nadi Shodhana in Sanskrit, and it is meant to balance out the body. It's meant to stimulate both sides of the brain, and it's meant to kind of help you center and, again, find that balance. So there are many ways to practice it, and if you're not a fan of my way, or if you're really interested and you want to explore other ways, Google and YouTube have you covered for sure. They have your back, but this is the way that I like to do it. So I'm going to bring my index finger right to that third eye area, right between the eyebrows, and just anchor it there. And then I'm going to rest my right thumb over my right nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Close the left nostril, with whatever finger seems to serve you best. I'm using my middle finger. And then exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close it back up again. And exhale through the left nostril. That's one round. So we're inhaling left, closing left, opening right, exhale. Inhale right, close right, open left, and exhale. And as you continue doing this on your own, you might bring in your balanced breath that you cultivated at the beginning of our practice. Letting the inhale take your whole count and letting the exhale match it. And as you continue to breathe, you might just imagine the path of the air up through your left nostril towards the right side of your brain. And as you inhale right, you might imagine the path of air stimulating the left side of your brain. So a lot of us live in our left brain as we work throughout the day. Logic, language, making sure everything gets done, organization, all of that good stuff. But when we stimulate the right side of the brain, we're stimulating our creativity, our emotions, our ability to communicate. And again, inviting our nervous system to calm down and come back into balance. So go ahead and find 2 more full rounds of breath here on your own. And the next time you exhale from the left side, that's the last time. Go ahead and release your hands down to your lap. And come back to your regular breath. Just notice what you notice in your body. Feel more at ease, more calm, more balanced maybe. And then let's sweep those arms out and up overhead one more time. And as you exhale, just gently take a little twist over towards the right. Let your hands come down to wherever they fall. So the tendency is to bring the left hand to the right knee and really get into a nice deep twist. But let's just keep it really gentle. I'm being mindful of my rib cage and not going too far. But this is how I hurt myself, is because, oh, I know I have this range of motion, but I've been sitting like this and contracting all day. So maybe instead of going to your maximum right off the bat, just gently say hello to this nice little twist. And continue to breathe. And the next time you inhale, we'll bring those arms back overhead, come to center, and then gentle twist to the left. Couple breaths there. And then we'll bring the hands back to center. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's go ahead and switch the cross of the legs. So whichever leg was in front, bring it in back. And then we're just gonna sit on the right hand. Maybe just on the right fingertips. You might bring it underneath your thigh. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just let the fingertips come out towards the sides of your mat. And then once you're here, let's inhale that nice tall spine again. And we're just gonna exhale the left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, no pushing, no pulling, just gentle. And you might stay right here in stillness, breathing your balanced breath, or you might begin to find some gentle movement here, tucking the chin towards your collarbone, or maybe lifting the chin up towards the sky. And just as you take this nice, slow, gentle movement, notice what's going on in the right side of the neck. Let your neck tell you where the edge is. And if you find a place along the way that feels particularly good and you just want to stay there and breathe, then stay there and breathe. Just be here for another breath or two. And as you exhale, next time, bring your chin to your chest and release your hand. And inhale your head back up to the top of your spine. And we'll sit on the left hand or bring the left fingertips out to the side of the mat. And we'll inhale, nice tall spine right here. Exhale, right ear towards right shoulder. And from here, just stay for a moment. Let your neck say hello to this new posture you've put it in. And then maybe you might want to find that gentle movement with the drawing in and the drawing up the chin. Noticing what you notice. Noticing where you notice it. Just being curious, where all do you feel this? Is it just in the neck? Do you feel it in your arm, your back, your hip? Another full breath wherever you are. And then the next time we exhale, let's all bring the chin down to the chest. Release the hand, bring both hands to the knees, and then we'll come into Badakanasana with the soles of the feet together. You can have yourself still sitting up on a support here, and you can have the heels in as close to the groin as you like, or as far away as you like. You can hold on to your knees, your shins, ankles, toes, whatever feels good here. I'm just gonna do a few rounds of seated cat-cow. Inhale to lift the heart and look up towards the sky. Exhale, draw the chin towards the chest and the belly button towards the spine. Inhale, gentle back bend in the top of the shoulders and the neck, opening the throat. Exhale, chin to chest, belly button towards the spine, rounding back into cat. If that balanced breath serves you, move with your breath, nice and slow, noticing what you notice and where you notice it. Letting your body lead you in what you need. I don't know about you, but I've spent a lot of my life trying to beat my body into submission. It will be strong. It will be skinny. All of the things that our culture tells us it will be. But instead of beating our bodies into submission, let's just be partners with our bodies and friends, maybe even. And be as gentle with your body, yourself, your emotions, your thoughts as you would be with your best friend. Let's have one more inhale into cow pose. One more exhale, rounding into cat pose. And then let's do a little meditation, little final meditation. You can stay seated here in whatever position feels best in your body, or you can come on back to that constructive rest pose that we started in, or take Shavasana with arms and legs extended, palms shining up towards the sky. So once you get settled, we'll be there for a few moments, just doing a little bit of a meditation. And first, I want to acknowledge that not everything is great everywhere. There are things going on in our individual lives, in our collective lives, that are less than awesome. But we can choose what we want to focus on. So while we might need to acknowledge that things are not ideal in all situations and deal with that or accept that, whatever the case may be, we can choose what we focus on. So today, let's focus on just finding happiness and gratitude and joy right here within yourself. So while we don't want to rely on external experiences to make us happy, we do want to cultivate that within ourselves, and we can use those external experiences to help us get there. So with your eyes closed, if that feels comfortable to you, or with a soft gaze, let's just bring the attention back to the breath. And specifically, the rise and fall of the chest the heart center. You might even want to bring your hands to rest on your heart to help anchor you to the breath there. And just knowing that this is the traditional heart, not just the physical organ in the body, the physical muscle, but also this ideal place of love, the seat of love, the seat of compassion. It's also the location of the Anahata chakra, the heart chakra. And it connects all the lower chakras to all the upper chakras. All of our physical needs, and then our mental and spiritual needs, all connected right here at the heart. So whether that resonates with you or not, let's just bring the attention to this place. And as you do, maybe think about one thing that you appreciate or are grateful for in your everyday life. Maybe you rise in the morning and pour yourself a hot cup of tea. Maybe you get pets in with your furry family members. Maybe you get up before everyone else and watch the sunrise. Something simple in your daily life that you just count on and appreciate. As you think about that thing, just focus on your heart and the breath. And then maybe think of a place that you love. The beach, lake, casino, I don't know what you love. Doesn't matter what it is, a place that you love to be. And think about that place. And feel how that feels in your heart and in the rest of your body as you think about this thing that you appreciate and this place that you love. And then maybe think about something that makes you laugh. Maybe it's your favorite movie or TV show. Maybe it's a kid that's funny in your life. Maybe you have a coworker or family member that's funny. Maybe you like watching cat videos. Something that makes you laugh. Just focusing on the physical sensations in your body as you think of the things that you're appreciating, place you love, laughter. Just let that swell and expand within you. And then you might think about somebody you love. Maybe stay away from significant other relationships or other relationships that have ups and downs or might be a little difficult or strained, and just think about somebody you love with very little condition. Maybe a grandchild, maybe a new baby, maybe your kitty cat, maybe yourself. And just let the feeling of love and laughter and appreciation fill your heart and fill your body. Just flooding your body, not just with the thoughts and the emotions, but the physical endorphins that they create that are also natural painkillers for our bodies. And then you might think about something that gives you a sense of awe. Maybe the stars at night. Maybe your favorite football team winning a game. Maybe Simone Biles doing something gymnastic on the mat. Fantastic to watch. Just something that makes you go, wow. And then with all of these good juju feelings, this sense of awe, and love and laughter and appreciation. Just focus on it and let it fuel you and feed you and heal you. And know that you have the ability to create this sense of well-being within you, no matter what your external circumstances are currently. And always come back to this place. Not to dismiss things that happen on the outside, but to meet them from this place of love and equanimity. Wherever you are, whether you're lying in Shavasana or sitting or somewhere in between, just going to be here for another few breaths. If you have time to stay in Shavasana, please do. But if you need to get on with your day, you might begin to wiggle fingers and toes, rotate wrists and ankles. Just start to move yourself to one side or the other and press yourself back up to a seat. And we'll extend both legs out in front of us in Dandasana to finish our practice in this nice balanced posture. Let's inhale those arms out and up and overhead. Bring your palms together. And exhale, hands right down to meet your heart. In the yogi tradition, you can bow your head towards your chest if you like. I wish you peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your hearts. Namaste.